Good morning, good evening. Welcome to today's webinar. Today, we will be talking about building patient centric platforms and enhancing engagement and outcomes. But before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Rohan Sinha. I'm a Principal Analyst and Manager at ISG, and I have over a decade of experience in healthcare and life sciences industries. Throughout my career, I've been at the forefront of offering strategic guidance to industry CIOs, drawing on a wealth of published research and extensive interactions with industry leaders. My work has been instrumental in shaping the strategies and decisions of organizations in these critical sectors. Today, we'll be talking with Deepak. Deepak Gupta is Vice President, Chief Digital Transformation Officer, and Service Offerings Head for Healthcare and Life Sciences Vertical at HCI Group, Tech Mahindra Limited. With over 21 years of experience in data analytics and business transformation, he leads the enterprise initiatives and execution of digital technologies to develop service offerings that can enhance operation efficiency, patient care, and overall innovation across healthcare and life sciences. Welcome, Deepak, to the webinar.
Hey, Rohan. Nice to talk to you, Rohan. And Rohan, very interestingly, this topic has picked up, and there are a lot of customers, and I'm sure you have been talking to customers asking this question. So tell us, what are you hearing and find the key considerations for building these kind of patient-centric platforms?
Of course, Deepak. From the perspective of an IT service provider, developing patient centric platforms that leverage advanced remote patient monitoring technologies, telemedicine solutions involves several key considerations. So, if we look at it overall, the very important factor is scalability. Designing platforms that can scale seamlessly as the number of user grows. This includes ensuring that the system can handle increased data from RPM devices, manage simultaneously telemedicine sessions, integrate with other healthcare systems such as EHRs. Um, then, second most important thing is security and compliance. Patient data is the paramount. The platform must ensure compliance with healthcare regulations such as HIPAA in the US or GDPR in the Europe by implementing strong encryption, securing data storage, and access controls. Now, what's the third most critical part? It's interoperability. Integrating and aggregating data from various RPM devices, EHR systems, and third party applications is very crucial. Develop or use standards that based API that allows seamless data exchange is very important. And something that's really pacing up is the use of data analytics and AI. So, incorporating advanced analytics, AI capabilities into these platforms to make sense that the vast amount of data is utilized properly. This could include predictive analytics to anticipate health issues or any AI driven insights to personalize treatment plans. So, this is what I think. But, Deepak, what from your perspective, are the key areas that needs to be focused while, enhancing these patient centric platforms?
Well, you hit it right, most of them, but I've got few more which I we are finding with customers talking to us, and in fact, one of the key area, and I would say few of them is this care coordination. See, there's a need to have a seamless communication across care teams. Today, it's all disjointed, right? There's a need to have a single platform that can enable real-time information transfer. It's a big thing which a lot of customers are struggling and they're asking questions. Another area is this entire patient intake information. How do we leverage AI in that? Today, if you ask, the customers, they said, hey, it takes a lot of time to enter the 50 plus different set of properties or attributes while they intake a patient information. Can we leverage AI to default some of those things? Again, picking it up. You rightly nailed out that the AI and data analytics in personalized care, right? Can we use that for medical adherence related, kind of providing information to patient that this is the medicine they have to take up at the right time, providing information about that medicine, etc. At the same time, we are also thinking that leveraging this for things like computational drug discovery, having the entire workflow for advanced clinical trial management, leveraging for discovery research, etc. So what we have done at our side, Rohan, start finding these problems and develop platforms like HealthNext, ConnectSense, etc. So HealthNext is one of the platforms that we have developed as a digital front door for most of them.
So, Deepak, you mentioned HealthNext. I mean, I it got my eye into it. So you mentioned I've read about it. It's a cloud-based one-stop digital platform for payer provider pharma convergence. Can we talk more about it? Tell us what is it exactly?
Oh, absolutely. See, again, so HealthNext is there from almost like 4 or 5 years, and we are actually enhancing this product, every time when we hear a new, kind of a new requirement. So what is Health Next is, it's basically, of course, a single pane of glass, which actually provides capabilities across payer, provider, and a patient, for a complete end-to-end patient experience. It's basically comprises of three critical elements. One is the virtual health assistant. Think like a chatbot, AI-based chatbot, where patient can ask any questions, whether it's about inquiries, schedule, appointment, medication, general health information. It can actually also have conversational AI modules we have recently added. Next one is patient education and engagement, right? So there are a lot of educational content we have embedded in this solution, which can be leveraged for patient support programs. It can also have ability to generate interactive summarization while a patient is asking questions, right? And finally, I think you also mentioned the data driven insight. This is primarily to analyze the conversation that are happening between patient, and how to provide this information to both healthcare providers as well as payers, even at the pharmaceutical companies, to improve the medical content they're writing. So effectively, what we have done, Rohan, we actually defined a sub module within Health Next, things like Virtual Next, which is a virtual care platform, a patient care platform, a member care platform, and then of course the integration platform, which can be used across the board. So very interesting, solution that we are taking to the market, Rohan. So, Raymond, I have also a question to you. Means, while we are seeing that there are challenges in this area, right? How can IT service providers, again from your lens, right? That how can us IT service provider ensure that the patient-centric platforms reliability as well as the continuous support?
That's a great point, Deepak. As in I look through a lot of IT service providers, I think something that comes out very sharply is the continuous support. How you're supporting to these platforms. I think the first and foremost thing is continuous monitoring and support. When I speak about that, I think it refers to offering 24/7 monitoring support to ensure smooth platform operation. And there should be a quick resolution of issues. These issues could be regular updates, these could be security patches. It also refers to technical assistance for both patients and healthcare providers. The other very key element in this particular segment is disaster recovery and redundancy. When I say that, I mean implementing robust disaster recovery plans and redundancy to protect patient data and ensure that these platforms uptime during outages and cyber attacks. So yeah, I mean this is exactly what I think is like what I've been seeing, Deepak, is that even for large IT service providers, the focus on support continuously diminishes, and it is a very crucial part of implementation and post implementation, if I should say. So I think that should be a key focus right now once we are talking about these patient centric platforms and the continuous support function. So yeah.
You're spot on, Rohan. In fact, I would say even these APIs are changing, right? Now the wearable device are enhancing every day. Apple has launched 16, right? Now, so these wearable devices are changing every day, every month. So these solutions has to interact and ensure they keep upgrading. So it's spot on, like this entire interoperability for this platform is a key, is also what we are ensuring. And as you see, right, probably a year back we are Health Next, now we are Health Next 2.0 and Connection 2.0, because we also have to upgrade these platforms. Spot on.
Absolutely, Deepak. So, Deepak, I think now it's time to talk about the elephant in the room, something that we have been talking to everybody, whether it's me speaking with provider, whether it's you speaking with your clients, whether it's the industry talking about this emerging technology. Let's talk about generative AI. How do you think can generative AI enhance patient-centric platforms? How does it improve the patient engagement?
So first of all, as I'm sure you agree that it has a huge potential, especially in the area of patient support and engagement, right? Because a lot of times it's about how do you interact with the patients, and then basically how much you provide a human touch to the kind of intent of introductions, you actually get benefited, right? So things like personalized care recommendations, like for example, if I find out, depending upon the demographic of a patient, depending upon his habits, we can find out through social media. If we can start recommended those recommendation, it will actually get a better adoption, right? Communication to patients, as simple as that, right? There could be people working in western side of the house versus eastern side of the house. They have different ways to talk. Now if your recommendations and your communication actually follows that slang, again it helps, and generative AI can play a huge role. Now, having said that, the administrative processes also can benefit from that. Like, so you can, if you can, automate the entire pre-authorization process. Today, if you look, the entire pre-authorization in the industry, 80% of that happened manually. Like somebody have to go line by line, the authorization document and the document provided by the surgeon or the physician, that what operation or activity has to happen line by line. If we can leverage Gen AI, and we are not saying, of course, Gen AI can do 100% of the work, even if it do 70 to 80% with human in the loop, it's a huge benefit. And then finally, I would say the patient documentation. Like I find a lot of health systems talking to us, the CEOs and CIOs, that they have readmissions because patient doesn't understand what activities they have to perform once they go out from the hospital, and that's because of the documentation. Now it's not like the documentation is incorrect, it just doesn't made understood properly because it doesn't have the social touch, it doesn't have the slang, it doesn't have the language, etc. Right? So the enhancing that using Gen AI, big game changer. And of course the patient experience we talked about, having single place where they can get everything. Right? So I would say there is a lot Gen AI can do. Yeah, Rohan.
Yeah, I think in the last 1 year, I've looked into a lot of solutions, and exactly 1 year back when we were talking about generative AI, I saw there were a lot of POCs coming into the picture. And as I see them now, I see a lot of solutions, applications built already, implemented at the client environments. And I think we have moved into that phase. So we are not just talking about POCs today, which brings a very interesting question, Deepak. When you talk about theory versus practicality, where do you exactly see these solutions? Where is the real value of these solutions?
Great question, Rohan, and I'm sure you agree that there are a lot happening in theory in the past, probably a year back, right? Where people using the word art of possibility for every Gen AI solution. The good news is that it's getting into reality. I will still say still around 60 to 70% of reality, but it is getting there. Now, for example, at Tech Mahindra as well, we were actually relying a lot on the text-based chatbots in the past when we are providing solutions around Gen AI. Like somebody write a question, somebody answer it, all of that. Now, the problem with that kind of solutions is it is still somebody has to kind of depend upon the text content and reading and all those stuff. And right, when we read something, it doesn't click the way when you listen. So what we find out, in fact, can we make it more human centric? Leveraging one of the solution that we have recently launched called Manav is basically, if I full formed it, it's called manifestation of AI in new avatar. Okay. Now, what is it's like a digital human, a kind of a layer on top of the Gen AI LLMs, which allows to have common conversations like human being. Even the lip syncing and all will also look like you're talking to someone. Now that's actually changed the way the adoption has increased. Now think like somebody as a nurse in the operational theater, and suddenly one of the solutions which they are working on the IT side stopped working, and it could be an IT solution, or it could be a software, or it could be even the medical device stopped working, right? So now in the past, what used to happen, she has to come out, she has to start finding a way how can she log a ticket or make a phone call, all of that. Now what we are providing through this Manav kind of a solution, they can just open a app from their mobile devices or tablet and start interacting immediately. And most of the times that interaction can give a solution, but if it's not, it automatically triggers either a ticket with the highest priority to the right department, or it actually gives a solution there itself, right? So some of, and see, this is one use case. Another use case we are finding is about the entire training material that to be delivered. Now in the past, and I'm sure you might have heard, in the healthcare system there's shortage of people all across the world, right? It's either it's nurse or training people and all the stuff. So these kind of solutions, which is actually now humanly are delivered based on the LLMs, can also improve like education in terms of training people, For example, a new nurse recently joined. They want to enable the entire training, how they can use the EHR, EMR system. They can actually leverage these kind of material for that, right? So there's a huge propositions which we are seeing bringing Gen AI, leveraging these solutions are getting into reality, Rohan, through all these specific use cases.
No, absolutely. I totally agree to that, and great to hear about the Manav solution, that your manifestation of AI in your avatar is great to know about this solution. I think there is a lot of potential. We're still exploring that, but we have made a significant movement in that. From previous year to this year, like I said, we moved away from POCs to actual applications, and clients are using solutions, and we are trying to look at more areas where generative AI can play a bigger role. All right, Deepak. I mean, this can be a great conversation. We could keep talking about Gen AI for the next 2 hours. This is my favorite topic. But Deepak, this has been a great interaction. Thanks for being a part of it, and I look forward to doing more of these with you, where we can discuss about more healthcare trends in length. So thank you for being a part of it.
Same here, Rohan. Thanks for having me and also have you in this conversation. Looking forward.
Yeah. Thank you, Deepak. Thank you.
Thanks.